is Tara, and this is my first time recording a podcast, telling you all about what I'm making, mostly knitting, but sometimes crochet or some other needle crafts. As this is my first time, I will first introduce myself a little bit. Like I said, my name is Tara, and I live in the Netherlands, together with my husband and my 10-year-old daughter. I am a musician, so I teach and I play concerts, but I also dye yarn and sell it under the name Bynelyarns. And here you can see some of my yarns that I'm selling. This is my first time making this podcast, like I said, so I have no idea what I'm doing. So let's just start and I'll show you what I'm working on. So the first thing I wanted to show you is in this bag. Mostly I make the bags you see myself from all the same pattern, just different kinds of fabric. And this first pattern is the Strobalus shawl, designed by Ellie Jones of the Craft House Magic podcast. And it's a shawl made actually for an advent calendar. So it has 24 of these wedges. I think I'm on 19 or 20, so I'm almost done. And I'm using all my yarns. Usually when I make a new colorway, I just pop in a little mini, and so I'm using those for this shawl. On my Instagram page, I have made pictures of my progress of this shawl, and there I've put down all the colorway names. So if you want to know any of these names, you can check. So it's too big for me to hold up. It's just a simple garter stitch where you do some short rows to create these wedges, and each wedge takes about 10 grams. I haven't weighed it, but it says in the pattern. And for me, it took me about a day to knit a wedge. I must say I was on holiday, so I had a lot of time. But you know, in the evening, I think you can do almost one wedge. So if you have some advent calendar, you can have a finished shawl within those 24 days. Really, really fun and almost done. So I'll put this away. So the next thing I want to show you is my Aurora cabin shawl by Stephen West. It was one of his hybrid knitting knit-alongs from a few years ago. I don't remember what year, but it was in this book, Hybrid Knitting number 3. And the Aurora cabin is this one. And I really fell in love with this shawl when I first saw it, but it's a 5-skein shawl, and Stephen West shawls are always very intricate and very big. So I didn't have the time, but now finally I'm making it. I've been eyeing this shawl for so long. It's already very big, and of course I've stopped in the middle of a row, so that doesn't make it easier for me to show it. It has this really, really gorgeous slip stitch pattern, and that's actually the thing that I really fell in love with. And then you have these other sections as well. And now I've done the last of these slip stitch sections, and I only have to do the border, which is a pointy edge. I say only, but there are about 700 stitches, I think even more. So it will take me a long time. So the colors I'm using for this shawl, first this light purple one, which is called Wisteria. Then this minty green is called Virosa. Then we have this light salmony colorway, which is called Kimono. Then this darker turquoise is called Lagoon. And finally the 5th colorway, you see here, is this one is called Indigo Mood. So this is my Aurora cabin shawl. This in the bag. It's a really fun fabric. I actually bought this fabric to make my daughter a ballet bag, so a rucksack for her to put her ballet clothes in. But I swiped some to make a bag for me as well. So this 5 skein shawl, it is 5 skeins, but it doesn't use the entire 100 grams. It has actually quite a lot of leftovers. So I also decided to make with the same colors. I decided to make the Delectable Collectible Socks by Stephen West, and this is his current surprise knit along. They're a pair of socks. So if you don't want spoilers, I have to say I'm already on clue 3. Which came out, today's Friday, it came out last Tuesday. If you haven't seen clue 3 and you don't want to get spoiled, I'll put a timestamp up here so you know where to skip ahead. So this is the first sock that I've caught up with until clue 3. Clue 1 was this leg with so many fun stitches and textures and everything. Then clue 3, luckily, was not that much knitting, so I could really catch up, is the heel. And now clue 3, that's just came out, we're working on the leg. And of course the textures are only on the top of the leg and not on the foot where you walk on. So as you can see, I'm using the same colors like I did in the Aurora Cabin shawl. So the first sock I finished the clues, and the second sock I'm already working on clue 3, but I've switched around all the colors. So they're all the same colors, exactly the same colors, but just in a different order. And upside down. And I think it gives a really different effect. I think this one is leans much more turquoise, and this one leans much more purple. Maybe because the ribs is starting that way, I don't know. And also you can see some of the textures in a different way. Like this fern texture is done in a dark yarn on this sock, which, you can see it, but you have to look closely. But here you can really see also this one, what it looks like. So it's a lot of fun to switch around the colors on the second sock. I'm almost done with the second one as well. I think I'm about here, so I only have to do this. So hopefully I will finish it before the next clue comes out, which is just in a few days. I know it doesn't fit, but it will go in here. And the bag, I didn't make this bag. I won it in a giveaway, and there was I didn't have a name of the maker, so I have actually no idea who made this bag, but I really like the fabric of it. So the next thing I want to show you is in this one, and that is a little baby cardigan. I'm making this for my godchild, or actually not my godchild, but my husband's. We share things, we're married. And this is the Gramps cardigan, designed by Tin Can Knits. And the little boy just turned 1, and I wanted to make this for his birthday, and I didn't finish it in time. And then, it was summer, and I knew he wouldn't be using it anyway, so I stopped knitting on it. But it's just the sleeve, the last sleeve. So I'm almost done. Of course, it needs some buttons, and it will get a little pocket up here, of course, with the contrast color as well. The pattern also calls for what's that called? You were all shouting at me. Elbow, like elbow patches, but I don't really like that, so I'm not making that. But it will get finished for winter, so he will wear it in winter. The colorways, I'm knitting it. This is Lagoon. This is one of my colorways. And then I've dyed up, especially for this cardigan, I've dyed up this light gray. I think I wrote down the recipe, so if you really like it, I could put it in the shop. but I haven't until now, so it doesn't have a name yet. Just a light gray, variegated light gray. Let's see. So then lastly, I have my sock bag. This fabric, I really enjoy this fabric. I bought this in the south of France, so it's a really Provence style fabric with blue. In here, this belongs to it too. I have the Dear Bjorn socks by, let me check, Fiber Creative. It was in the liner book of 50 weeks of socks, the first one. And I finished the first sock out of my Magnolia colorway. It has this fun slip stitches that go swirl all the way around the sock. But as always with patterned socks, the second one I finished, I think already in April. The magnolias were blooming, so I've maybe even earlier. I finished a long time ago. The second sock is up to here. I always have trouble finishing the second sock of a patterned sock. Vanilla socks are not a big problem because I always have a vanilla sock in my purse, so I knit on it while in a train or waiting, or when I'm at concerts, backstage and you have to wait a lot. That will get knit on, also the second sock. But I don't take a patterned sock with me because it's too complicated usually to just knit on while waiting. You have to concentrate on it. And so this one I knit on at home. And after the first one, I always get a little bit bored and I want to knit on other things, like my shawls and stuff like that. So the second sock will always take me a longer time to knit, but eventually it will get finished. Things will get finished. And in here too is just a vanilla sock, or actually two. I've knit this out of my what's this called? Purple Sunset colorway. And I've actually used this color for a crochet shawl, but I had a lot of leftover. So what I did, I've started one sock from the inside of the cake, and the other sock I started from the outside of the cake, and I just knit concurrently until, I'm in a bit of a tangle here. I just knit concurrently until there was nothing left. So they're shorty socks. And now I think I have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think I need about 15 more rows before I can start a toe. And I will do that in a contrast color. I just have to decide which one. Maybe I'll see what's left over from the strawberry shawl when I'm done. Or maybe I use the Magnolia colorway for my Dear Bjorn socks. I think that will also look nice. Yeah, I think that would look nice. But first I have to finish the Dear Bjorn socks to see if I have enough left over. So these are my unfinished socks. So I think this is all. I think this is all I wanted to show you today. No finished objects, but I'm hoping for next time, if there is a next time, I'm hoping there will be, next time I will be finished with the strawberry shawl and probably also with the mystery socks, because I really want to catch up on those clues. So now only for a little bit of shop news. Before I left on holiday, I had a dye day and dyed up some new colors I want to show you. First, this really fun one. It is a light brown beige color with all these fun speckles of purple and some green and yellow. It doesn't have a name yet. I'm open to suggestions if anybody has a name. It's also not in a shop yet. It will be in a shop next week. If you follow me on Instagram, I think that's the quickest way to see when I have it in the store, because I will post the moment I have this in the store. I will put up a post. So this one I dyed up, and also a new colorway is this one. It has a light pink background with a lot of fun speckles again. I had a lot of fun speckling that dye day. You see, this is like a very, very dark burgundy, but then also this bright fire engine red, and then a little bit of yellow too. Also no name, so suggestions, anybody? And then I also dyed up this one. This is not a new colorway exactly. It is, I've dyed this one up for Valentine's Day. I put out a sock set called Vintage Rosewood. So this will be called Vintage Rosewood as well. And I really like the main color. The sock set has this as a main color, and then like a chocolatey brown, very light mini as a contrast. But I really like this main color, so now I've dyed up some new skeins, main skeins as well. This is also not in a shop yet because I have to take pictures, which is my least favorite thing of this job. But as soon as it is in the shop, I will put on a post on Instagram and you will see it. It is also pink, of course, Valentine's Day, with chocolate brown and some really dark pink speckles. There's a little bit of yellow in there too. Vintage Rosewood. So I think this is all I wanted to share today. If you like this video, please put a thumbs up and maybe even subscribe. I don't know when I will be posting a new video yet. It depends if you like this video and if I like editing this video. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I've put all my details below, also where you can find my Etsy store. So I think this is it, and hopefully see you next time. Bye!